Okay, I'm here with Eric and Denise Miller, and tonight we're going to talk for a few minutes about one of our favorite subjects, your favorite subject, but boy, she made my daughter look good this year,
By far.
Brenna Miller. So welcome, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Thanks for having
All
us.
right. All right, so let's start first. I'm going to ask you a little bit about your family. So tell us about your family. It's the two of you and,
Well, it's the two of us and, of course, Abby.
okay.
We have 3 dogs. We live in Berlin. We lived there for
Since 2007.
so 8 or 9 years. Yeah, about 9 years. So we've been there a while.
How old are the dogs?
Wow. This
So
is
we have an English Bulldog Obo that's going to be 8, a soon-to-be 3-year-old Lab Pit Bull mix Odin, and then Ellie, who's our Black Lab mix that's 9 months.
And the girls are attached to the dogs?
somewhat. On certain days they
Yes.
are, and certain days they're not. Yeah, when they want to be attached, they're attached.
Brenna was watching the dogs most recently, and Ellie destroyed yet another pillow.
Pillow. She
Wow.
Under
has-
her watch.
Yeah, she doesn't like pillows. There's a certain style pillow that she doesn't like, and she killed 3 pillows so far. So we saved the last pillow and we hit it.
Yeah.
But
Just to see
she's
what
got some
happens
issue
later.
with the pillows. So,
So-
but Bren was on watch. For
Good job, Brenna. Good job. Okay. All right, so describe Brenna a little bit in your words, her personality.
You want to take this one?
Free-spirited, easygoing, low-key,
Very relaxed.
stays up late, not a morning person.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Like most
She's-
kids, I imagine.
she's kind of always been easy to deal with, kind of
Yeah.
speaks her mind. But
We've
she's-
talked about this before. She's a very loving kid.
Mhm.
Very, very calm, very cool. Nice kid. Really nice girl.
She's like you were talking earlier. She's a
Yeah,
good kid.
she's a good
Good
kid.
kid.
She's a good kid.
Yeah.
What makes her happy?
Sleeping
I was gonna say music.
and music. She loves to sleep because she stays up so late. She
Mhm.
likes to sleep and she loves music.
She enjoys photography.
Yeah.
Does she?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep. We-
And field hockey. I think field hockey
Mhm.
makes her happy.
Mhm.
Very happy this year.
Yeah, I guess so. Pet peeve. What's a pet peeve of hers?
Chewing loudly.
Loud chores. If someone is chewing something very loud, or it's a loud food like a
Noisy
nut
food, yeah.
or an apple. An apple's very loud. We'll get a look. So sometimes
Your
we'll go.
silverware touching the plate,
Yeah.
like that scraping noise.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Those
yeah,
types of
uh-huh.
things. It's all around food, I think.
Sometimes to enjoy an apple, we'll go outside, no matter what the temperature.
But she,
We've given up on fresh fruits because,
chewing gum
yeah.
bothers her.
I love it. I'm going to sit right next to her at the banquet. And I hope they give us
Can I have 4 apples, please?
4 loud, crispy apples.
Potato chips.
One thing that you guys do that makes her eyes roll. What will you do?
For me personally,
Yeah.
whenever I tried to coach her,
Mm-hmm.
when she was younger, I tried to give her some pointers. Of course, being the dad,
Mm-hmm.
I knew nothing about the sport, which I respected. And we drew a line.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm just the dad who failed hockey.
Mhm.
But if I ever tried to say, hey, it's a really important game, she'd go, stop. I don't need a pep talk. And before the state championship game, I went to her and I said, Brent, this is your last game. Just enjoy it. Just savor every minute of it. Don't wish for it to be over. Like, we're winning. I hope the game's over. Just enjoy every minute because this is your last high school field hockey game. Didn't know we were going on the Tournament of Champions.
Right.
And that was probably the last thing I was able to get out before he's like, no more pep talk. And I'm like, okay.
Did she let you go that far that day?
Yeah, it wasn't very far, but
Yeah, I talked to her that day too. I gave her a big hug and told her, just leave it all out there.
yeah, I think she did.
It may not
Really
occur
did.
to you today or a week from now, several months from now, but
Mhm.
this potentially is the last game of your
Yeah.
high school career, and so play your heart out today.
Mm-hmm. You mentioned a little bit. Tell me again, what does she like to do besides play field hockey?
She did play basketball in middle school, and to this
Love that.
day, I think she's the only child ever to steal a ball, elbow a girl in the boob, and push her out of bounds, all in the same series
Maneuver.
of maneuvers. So Bren, even when she was older, when there was like time for her to get in, she's not a natural basketball player. She would go in and, you know, she was a foul machine. So
Mhm.
if we needed a player to go down, Brad would foul. She likes to play lacrosse also. She
Mhm.
likes the camaraderie of the team, likes to hang out with the girls.
A lot of them do, yeah. I
Yeah.
didn't know that. I didn't see a lot of the lacrosse games last year, but
Yeah,
a lot of
it's,
girls do play, it
Yep.
seems.
a lot of girls do play, and like Bryn likes to just hang out with the kids, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
It's not her first sport, and sometimes I have to remind her that it is other kids' first sport.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Try a little bit harder.
What would she tell you was the best birthday or Christmas gift that she ever got?
Did you say the tickets?
I would think it was the Winter Jam tickets.
Yeah, we got her Winter Jam tickets. We surprised her with tickets, and it was for the concert tickets outside, right?
Yeah, at
It's
the
like-
Wells Fargo Center.
Yeah, so it's like snowing.
January.
It was like really cold, but she had a great time.
Who was the art? Was it a mix?
Yeah, it
It
was
was
a
a
bunch
mix
of
of artists,
different
yep.
groups that
Yeah,
she
like-
listens to.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's into music, so she's
Mhm.
been to a lot of concerts.
What was her favorite Halloween costume?
Superman.
Spandex Superman.
Spandex Superman.
Spandex
Yeah,
Superman.
she had like, it was a one-piece Superman spandex type outfit.
With those shorts.
Red
And then
shorts,
she
yeah.
had Superman socks with little capes on them
Yeah.
as well.
So this
Yeah.
was 2016 Halloween?
It was last year. Actually, she wore it to the prom. It wasn't too long ago.
Yeah, it was maybe 2 years ago.
Yeah, 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, that's when their creativity kicks
Yeah,
in, right,
yeah,
in terms
yeah.
of Halloween
It's like, I want to be a
costumes.
Superman.
That her idea, I imagine?
It wasn't
Yep.
mine.
Think back to your senior year in high school. In what ways were you different than Brenna, and in what ways were you the same as Brenna?
Do you want to take this one academically? I'm sure you can relate better than I can.
So Brenna's now on track. She's really enjoying school. Her grades are moving in the right direction.
That's
and,
great.
I was college bound, and grades were really important. And I played sports for fun, but nothing like she does. And
Mhm.
so
Yeah.
I didn't have that piece to compare to. But just she's in a good place. She's in a good place.
Yeah, growing up when I was in high school, my family didn't have a lot of money, so we all had to get jobs. We all had to work through high
Mm.
school. So that was one of the things I wanted to provide for her, an environment where she didn't have to do that. She could enjoy her high school time, and I think it worked out pretty well.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So how does she ride out the remainder of her senior year? I mean, she's committed to a college, she's a state champion. What does Brenna do for the next few months now?
Well, she has the off season now for a little bit before she starts lacrosse. But I think she focuses on grades. I mean,
Mhm.
that's still very, very important. So I think she tries to get her GPA a little higher.
Mhm.
It's always better.
Mhm.
Grades.
Great. So magic crystal ball now, right?
Mhm.
So Brenna's 17, 18 years old right now?
Yeah.
What do you think she'd be doing in 10 years if you had to guess? Where would she be? What would she be doing?
Boy, 10 years.
28.
28 years old. I see her with a white lab coat on.
Mm-hmm.
I see her working for like a big pharma company,
Mhm.
maybe.
So you're doing research.
Researching for genetics.
Mhm.
Really?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's what I envision. She might have glasses. It's a good chance she'll have glasses.
Good thing she doesn't have them now.
All right.
And I think she'll have a dog.
Yeah,
Yeah, you think?
yeah. She'll have a dog.
Will she allow it to tear up the pillows?
I hope.
She
I
probably
hope
would.
it happens.
She probably would.
Yeah, I'm gonna hope it happens.
She's really.
Sorry, kid, but I hope
She
it does
probably just
happen.
figured we could replace that.
Yeah.
All right, let me ask you a few, we touched a little bit on some of the field hockey stuff, but let me ask you a few questions along those lines. So how did you decide that field hockey was something that you might want to do, and at what age? So that's a family thing, right?
Oh, yeah.
Kind of all the activities you can do as a kid. How'd you guys fall into field hockey?
Well, we're from Berlin, and usually the children that are born in Berlin, out of the womb, are given
Mhm.
a small hockey stick. We moved there in 2007. right?
Yes, because in 2006 we.
And we haven't, the neighborhood was just in like every other neighborhood, you see kids playing basketball, football, soccer. It's just field hockey there.
Mm. Did you know that, by the way, when you guys moved there? Or?
No idea. No idea that we were moving.
It's like,
to
oh, there's kids outside.
the
I'll
Eastern
figure it out.
District or anything like that. And
Right.
then when we're playing right away, it's, oh my God, you guys are going to Eastern. I'm like, oh, that's great. Great.
Yeah, there was a girl, 2 doors away.
Yeah.
That was 3 years older.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she played field hockey.
Yeah.
And I think that kind of motivated her
I think
to
that's
be
actually
interested in it.
one of the first things they said, like, oh, you have to play field hockey.
So,
So that's how we got involved. The position was different. She played out for 1 game, and then the coach said, we need a goalie, and Brent didn't say anything there. It's like, well, the goalie doesn't have to run. And the hand went up, and she never came out again. So, yeah, I remember that conversation.
The goal, they don't have to run.
Goalie doesn't have
That's
to
it.
run.
And
Goalie
the
doesn't have to
hand
run,
went up.
so, boom, she strapped everything on. That
How,
was it.
and so, wait, you said you moved there in 2007?
Seven.
Mhm.
So that's what she, I mean, she was 7 or so, 6,
7,
7 years old.
8, about 8.
yeah,
yeah.
she was in 3rd grade.
Mhm.
Yeah.
7, turning 8, I believe.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, so she's been playing since she was about 7 and a half.
And if she didn't play field hockey, what other sport? Look, let's say she wasn't a field hockey player.
Wow.
Where do you think, would she have played another sport, and which one might it have been? I mean, as her main sport.
I would say probably, I don't think it would be lacrosse because the field hockey girls got her to play lacrosse. Hard to say.
What did you think,
definitely was
by the
not
way? I
gonna
mean,
run
before you
track.
moved to Berlin,
Yeah.
right? Field hockey wasn't in your blood yet. What'd you think?
Softball.
Softball.
Yeah, I coached them when they were little in softball, and Bren was a great fielder. She could hit the
Catch.
ball and at a young age.
Mhm.
You know, a young age, she had a great swing. So I thought softball.
Mhm.
And then, you know, there's field hockey in opposite seasons.
Definitely wasn't gonna be track, that's all I know.
Well, we covered that on the
It was
run.
going to be
right?
cross country.
Yeah.
So when she entered high school, what were your expectations for her career? I mean, did you think that she'd be a star player on a state championship team? Did that cross your mind?
You know what was crazy? I had a conversation with Jim Manuela when we were going. He said, wouldn't it be great when if our kids transferred into Eustis and then won a state championship? And I'm like, yeah, like that'd be perfect. I think they have a really good chance to do so. I mean, they're a pretty dominant team. We looked at the kids around them. Yeah, I honestly thought that they'd be raising a trophy one of those years while they were there, and I'm glad it was her senior year.
Mhm.
Everything kind of like snapped into place.
Happiest time you've ever seen your girl on the field? Was it that day? Happiest you saw her ever?
Yeah, I'd have to say. I would have to say that, or there was a moment where we were down at Nationals and they were doing breakaways for the bronze medal for national championships. And she was in goal and shut out the kid. And, everybody ran and hugged her, and her face was just beaming. I mean, I was crying, so it wasn't taping, but it was an incredible moment. But I think those two have to go hand in hand. Like she was very, very happy, and I tried to tell her like, you want to say a championship? Like, did it hit you yet? She's like, no, not yet. So
I wonder, right, some of them do, I wonder if they do know. I mean, really,
I don't know if
what they
it's
think.
I don't think they understand.
Yeah, I'm not sure they
how
do.
incredibly special it really
Yeah.
is. You know, so many kids go to the playoffs and get through and get bounced in the first round,
Yeah.
the second round, the third round,
Yeah,
and never even see a state championship.
Yeah.
These kids saw 3
yeah.
and won one. So it's
To get there.
Yeah, it's
and
just
to-
crazy.
To bring it home this year.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's an awesome environment. I had never been, this is my first year going, even when my niece was there in the past, with my kids, I didn't get there, but that was an electric environment that day. So when they won, what was the first thought that went through your heads?
I was like, wow. It happened so fast. And I was watching the game and, just praying, like, oh God, please just let it be today. If it's going to happen, please God, just let it happen today. And it was magic, man. It was just an unbelievable feeling. It was a magical feeling.
They worked so hard, they
Yeah.
deserve that.
Yeah.
That, just touching
That's
that
what
way.
I felt, like they deserved it. Like
Mhm.
you really deserved that. You guys put in so much work. You
Well-
know, you did so well this year.
What went through your mind, Denise?
First, that was going to be the end of her high school career. I mean, it's an amazing way to end, but it was happy and sad all at the same time, because
Mhm.
now she's moving on to the next step of her career, and she's not going to be right down the hallway.
Mhm.
So
Great.
it was,
Thanks for bringing that.
it was, it was, you know, exciting, overwhelming, and also sad.
Uh-huh.
So, because it's the end of this era.
I imagine when it happened, your eyes locked. I mean, everybody looked at something different, right?
Yeah.
Your instinct is to find your daughter, and you found her. I mean, I only saw in the video. I saw her sprint. You know, she
Yeah.
sprinted the length of the field to get to the huddle there. But did your eyes immediately find her, and she just was sprinting? I
Yep.
imagine.
And
Yeah.
she was losing pads left and right.
Yeah.
Was she?
Either way,
Yeah. There
yes,
was
but
just
they were
like-
drooped everywhere as she got to the
Mhm.
center
Yeah.
of the field.
That's
yes.
I didn't know that. I mean, from what I saw her. I think her leg pad, her shin guards were on.
Yeah, the
So-
lowers were still on, but everything else was
Yeah,
all over.
she
the
had
place.
elbow
I
pads
was like-
different places and things. It was just flying off as she was coming up the field. So
That's funny. So I mean, you guys have Abby, you know, so the journey isn't necessarily over for you, but you know, you have a chance here now to pause. I mean, not that Abby's that young; she's going to be a sophomore next year. But if you could do it over again, you know, anything, what would you do differently about your youth/high school field hockey journey?
What do you think?
wouldn't change a whole lot about club. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, you put her in the right places to
Yeah.
get the training that she needed, because not all the clubs offered goalie instruction. And so
Mhm.
I think that all of the moves were strategic and well-placed
Yeah.
to get her, you know, where she needed to be.
I think if I would have known what the ending was going to be, like watching her hoist that trophy above her head and seeing how happy she would be,
Mm-hmm.
I think I would have enjoyed it a little bit more. But there's always that sense of something can go wrong, and it wouldn't matter to me, but I wanted it for her.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and everything. It's like when they won medals wherever. You know, you're like so into the game, you're so into every play, and you're not, you know, enjoying the moment.
Mhm.
You know, and then you finally, oh, they win, and it's almost like a relief. There's not a lot of happiness. It's almost like a relief. Okay, now it's the next thing. I think I wish I would have enjoyed it a little bit more. Maybe
Mhm.
just took it in a little bit more.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's,
So now you'll have a chance.
oh yeah.
With
yeah.
Abby.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And you probably answered some of this, but any advice, you know, now my daughter's a sophomore, and you know, any advice for the underclassmen as we continue, or the girls continue their journey?
Jeez, I would say run. Run as much as you
Conditioning.
possibly can.
And
Every
the-
chance you get.
It's a team sport, and to focus on that team environment,
Yeah.
because the individual sports don't have that camaraderie.
Mhm.
And, you know, the girls spend a lot of time together outside of field hockey, and that network of friends and those memories will carry them through their lifetime.
Mhm.
And so I think that piece of being on a team sport,
Yeah.
and, you know, all the success that they've seen and the success that we have potentially to see them do, you know, in the future. But I think it's that piece of being part of a team
Yeah.
and thinking of the whole, not individually,
Mhm.
is really important to take with them as they go into life.
So a couple final thoughts here now. So, I mean, we talked a lot about many of the great things she's done, but can you even pinpoint, like, what makes you most proud of Brenna?
Can I give you my proudest moment? So my proudest moment was, and this wasn't even involved in anything big, but it was at the recreational championship. Like, it wasn't even a championship game, it was the game before.
Mm-hmm.
And we were playing Jana Glatz,
Yeah.
that team, and we won. So instead of, and then I remember videoing this, like, just I wanted to see how she was going to react, and instead of running in and celebrating with the team, she ran down to Gianna,
Mhm.
who was crying, and hugged her,
Mm-hmm.
and this made me really proud.
Yeah. And how old were the girls at that
Eighth
time?
grade.
Eighth grade.
grade.
Mm-hmm.
You know, instead of just like you know how you can, I always taught my kids to win and lose the same way.
Mhm.
Walk off the field with respect and dignity for the other team. Never boast, never try to rub it in or anything, but that, you know, it just really made me proud to see her go down and just console another kid that
Mhm.
wasn't where she was.
Right.
How about you?
Well, I think that's that, like you said, to win and lose the same, that class act of how to handle yourself on and off the field.
Mhm.
Not just winning and losing, but, you know, that greater good, and I think Eustis is really good about that.
Mhm.
Giving back to the community and, you know, being better humans.
Yeah, no
And
doubt.
so I think that that piece of Brenna being at Eustis and being part of this championship team and the whole field hockey thing, it's just, they're making better kids, you know,
Mhm.
than I think we see out of, you know, other educational institutions.
Mhm.
So just really super proud of her, of the person she's
Yeah,
become.
Absolutely.
And, you know, she's volunteered with me with the National Brain Tumor Society and,
Mhm.
you know, things like that. And it's just those types of things that, you know, make me really proud.
All right, so one final question for you guys, and Brenda will watch this at one point, so this one, maybe you want to look over there and give a final message that you'd want to share with Brenna at the end of this phase of her journey.
Go first.
I am so incredibly proud of you. You've done so many great things. I'm gonna cry. I just didn't want to see this part of our journey end, but we still got college. It's just the stuff I'm gonna miss, you know, the trips, the time we spent in the hotel rooms, the crappy food that we ate at different restaurants. That's the stuff I'm really gonna miss. But we got to spend a lot of time together, and I'm really grateful for that.
Mhm. Denise?
Just that I am so proud of you for everything that you've accomplished, the person that you've become, and the goals that you've set for yourself going forward. I'm just so honored to be a part of your life and blessed because you're amazing. I love you.
I love you.
All right, well, thanks again for coming. Thanks for sharing your thoughts there with us and with Brenna. And I hope that you guys will keep this video, or we'll keep it out there somewhere public where you'll always have it. And I hope that it's something that you guys will enjoy today, tomorrow, and in the future.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.